Okay, now I know that last one went pretty fast. Now we're on to 4.2. We're going to solve a multi-step linear equation. We've done some of these already. However, it doesn't hurt us to go over them. The important thing to realize now is that I've got an entire expression being divided by a number. That means, and what would really help you guys is if you put brackets around it. And that way you realize that the entire top stuff, the numerator, is being divided by 5. So then the question says solve. And it says solve for x, which means we want to get x by itself. This requires a number of steps to tease out this little x to be by itself. The first thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 5. Look what happens. Now, does that make sense to everyone? The 5 was dividing the 2x plus 7, wasn't it? So the opposite is multiplying. So I multiplied this side by 5 to get rid of the 5 in the bottom, and I multiply this side by 5, which gives me. So that was my first step. That step is often called clearing the fractions. Okay, it's called clearing the fractions. And basically what I did was I took this question, which had a fraction, and I multiplied it through by the denominator, and I got 15. All right, now what do I do? Well, I want to get 2x by itself. So the next thing is to get rid of the 7, right? And then the last thing to do is to get x by itself is get rid of the 2. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay, not so hard, right? Let's look at the next example. So my first step is to clear the fractions. I want to get rid of the negative 4 on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 4. What that's going to give me, now I'm going to use the brackets to remind me that it's the entire top. You got to be careful of your signs. That's where you'll make a mistake. I've got a negative and I got a positive. A negative times a positive is a negative. Now, the next thing is to get 7x by itself. So we take the 23 and we want to get rid of it. Your grade 9 teacher said, move it to the other side. If it moves to the other side, it goes over as the opposite sign. What they really did was added 23 to this side and added 23 to this side. Same thing. But now you know what they were talking about. Take your calculator. I got 44, which is negative. And I'm going to add 23 to it, and I get negative 21. Now I want to get x by itself, so I divide both sides by 7. And we get the final answer. Are we good? I'll pause the video there and I'll be back in just a second.